Okay, it's 5 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the Board of Works and Public Safety meeting to order here March 9th, 2026 in the council chambers. Please, we will start with roll call. Dan?
Dan Lipke, Board of Public Works and Safety.
Bo Zeller, Attorney.
Justin Green, Mayor.
Cindy Brandenburg, First Deputy Clerk Treasurer.
Warren Jones, Board of Works and Public Works and Safety.
Okay, we are all present and accounted for, so we do meet a quorum. Board, please, if you'll start the agenda with the minutes of February 9th, they're pages 1 and 2.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of February the 9th, 2026.
Dan makes the motion.
I'll second.
Warren seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Okay, that carries. Let me get my papers sorted. So, mayor's comments, got just a few tonight for the relevance of Board of Works. Just give you a CCMG update, Community Crossing Matching Grant. We do have Duke today on site, very apt for today, on Poplar. So that section of Poplar that was getting hung up, if you will, the midpoint between the two alleys, there's some poles that have to go in, some poles that had to come out, so they were actually there today. So the Poplar Street project itself is just days from finishing up. So that's been a little bit of a point of contention with our utility partner, but that's also their utility. We can't necessarily dictate that all the time. So that then follows into CCMG pending, if you will, that I talked to you about last month. The Kimball Boulevard project is probably days away from a start. Last week's rain kind of backed a few things up, which is fine. There's no time delay worry on that just yet. So Kimball Boulevard going into the shopping center, if you will, all the way to the entrance of that property of Kimball. Big thing there is some storm sewer gets added, sanitary and water no, and some, obviously some upgrades to that pavement. Gets a lot of beating. There's a lot of traffic, high volume, as we well know, serving that shopping center and the parcels that feed back behind it. So, American Flea Market, Kimball, Bluever, they all use that. It's a heavy traffic road. So no closure. That's what I want to underline again. There'll be some flagging and some lane diversion, but a pretty quick project because there's not any real conflicts that will slow that one down. And so then CCMG, the recent award that is a summer project. I mentioned to you we were awarded in December the half section, if you will, of Jackson. We've basically cut it in half, plus or minus Emma Street going southeast to that intersection of 160 and Botts Lane, that combination, that intersection. That is a little bigger project. A lot of traffic, a lot of diversions that'll have to be carefully done. That will not be closed either. Very adamant about that with our contractors. So that one's teed up. Obviously, we don't have a start date just yet, other than the notice to proceed has been issued, but don't know when that will exactly be. But the key thing there is, and I like to point that out again, the ribbon on this is the center turn lane. So in that vicinity of plus or minus Central Credit Union going the southeast direction, that'll have a center turn lane for those businesses. So those left turns in the highway or main drive, if you will, on Jackson may not be as dangerous and give plenty of people visibility to do their turning. So that's the thing. Hey, make it safer, make it flow better, and a big add to that project. Just wrap up Federal Highway here on South Main. We all know it's front and center, and so again, those work parameters are the south gate of the square down to the north abutment bridge at Blue River. So, again, within time frame, concrete is the theme right now, so you're gonna see a lot of curb and gutter and sidewalk prep. So that's the big part of that today. Again, big job. No, it's not nearing done, but there are so many components. Again, a lot of utility relocate, water for sure. We got that out of the way. We had a few with wastewater. We had a little bit with storm that was a little cumbersome at first, and our other utility partners certainly, and there's still some work that Duke is helping with in transitioning some poles out. So a lot of moving parts on that one. We've got to get sidewalks compliant. We want new pavement that looks good and is not wore out. And if you look closely, there is becoming a lot of seams and a lot of cracks. So the old road is in need, so the timing couldn't be better, but it is on track. Okay, anything I can add or any questions, board?
I have none.
Okay. Old finished business, I do not have any else to add. Sally didn't leave you anything, did she, Cindy?
No.
Bo, anything from your office?
Nothing from us.
Okay, guys, anything you know of? Well, we have 2 items of new business, if you will, please, on your agenda. Recommendation to Common Council of Ordinance 2026-3, a Jackson speed reduction, street speed reduction. That ties into what I just said on CCMG 3, or what I just said in the 3rd CCMG, pardon me. So the Jackson Street job does have a underlining caveat, because not everything can be designed through an engineering firm that makes sense with the approval of the highway, or pardon me, the state specs. I gotta get my job straight. The state specs, because that is state funded through the Community Crossing Matching Grant. We got a little bit of a speed hurdle, and I do mean little. I don't think this is heartburn. I don't think this is inappropriate to ask, board. There is a 45 as you come into Salem from the Pekin direction. It just needs to be lowered sooner. We do reach 35 plus or minus there at before Emma. We just need to do it a little sooner. So this is a problem, I say loosely, it's not a problem we can't address. We've had some concerns further out of the city limits as we get into town, in and around the roundabout as well. So I think this is appropriate for several reasons, board. And to comply with NDOT, the 35 number is what they're requesting. So 35 at the 160 interchange coming on in. So we only need to address the first part of the scope of work. The rest of it already matches. Again, we've got a lot of residential, different turnoffs that are in this area, as well as the businesses. And I don't see a downside to this. I think this is probably appropriate. Jake has wrote this and got it in our packet. Bo has reviewed it as well. Let me just throw it out. Chief, anything there that you could add that makes sense to why we need to do this or have other discussions?
No, I think you described it well. I think it's reasonable and acceptable to lower it to 35 at that intersection.
Okay. So the request, please, once we get done discussing, would be make a favorable recommendation, if you will. But guys, what's your thoughts there? Is that agreeable? Do you see what the engineers are saying when it's designed that way? It needs to be 35.
It's fine with me.
Because of the turning lane and things of that nature, I think it'd be definitely a plus. And it might take people a little bit of time to focus on that again, but I think it's a good move.
Well, I think from a phone call variety, you know, there's always going to be calls, hey, you know, can you help us reduce speed? Can you help us? And, you know, there's just always different scenarios, and it's not cookie cutter. I think this one makes sense without any real argument. I'm not sure we should be driving 50 miles an hour in the 45 anyways, and so that's already over and above, and so if we get down to that 35, well, then that chokes it a little more, and I just think it flows better. So please, if that's your will, would seek motion for a favorable recommendation.
Make a motion to accept ordinance number 2026-3.
with the favorable,
Yes.
please, Dan? Okay, Dan makes the motion.
I'll second it.
Warren seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Pardon me, Bo, is there anything you wanted to add to that?
Nothing.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sorry,
yep.
should have asked, pardon me. Okay. If you will, then, page 7, we have a request for bank sick time.
Did you have those yet?
I did not, and I went right over them, didn't I?
Good catch.
They're no rush. They're no rush. So Cindy, he just wants 72 of the 400.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes. Well, he has 72, but he'll need additional.
Oh, he'll need, I see it
Yeah.
now, I see,
Up
yeah.
to, yeah.
Okay. He's got plenty, so,
Yes.
board, are you good with that?
I am.
Please.
I'll make a
Motion.
recommendation to let him have it.
Mr. Jones makes the motion to approve,
I'll second that motion.
and seconds all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay. Since my glasses failed me, please report from the departments. Brandon, please, wastewater.
Well, we didn't really have a whole lot for February. We spent a lot of the month working on the new algae building down there at the lake, doing the framing, the roof, metal, and the electric. So that took up a good portion of our month. We did fight some of the ice through all that cold weather in our bar screen, but we got through that, and it bent one of our pieces because of the ice. We got that fixed. We had Temple and Temple do a tap for us at 406 and 3/4 North Water. The line that was there was Orangeburg and was falling apart. And we had them do it due to the depth that it was. TNT came in and did our calibration on all of our meters as required yearly. And we replaced the tap at 508 Tucker Street that was damaged. I'll say it was just natural problems, but we got that corrected and taken care of. Like I said, we didn't have much this month. That's all I got.
And again, the few days of rain, everything was good, no worries there.
Yeah, we had excessive amount of flow, but yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of rain.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
right. Any questions of Brandon? Okay,
No.
thank you.
all right,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, water, please, Jennifer.
Good afternoon. I don't have very much this month either. Water quality and compliance, monitoring and analysis, all required monthly monitoring samples were collected and analyzed and approved for the month of February. Compliance status, everything was good for the month of February. No violations occurred. Annual inspections, we had an annual backflow testing and inspection that was successfully completed this month. All devices were tested and certified. Preventative maintenance, routine maintenance protocols were successfully completed for all chemical pumps, clarifiers, towers, and booster stations. Physical inspections of all water towers and booster stations were conducted twice weekly to ensure site security. Sludge hauling was conducted over a 3-day period with 54,600 gallons disposed of. Oh, and raw water intake pump. The shaft that we had taken out for repair was successfully reinstalled this February.
Okay. Likewise, you had, some things to deal with weather-wise, but all come out. Okay. Questions of Jennifer?
No.
Board, please, utility adjustments, page 3 and 4. Mr. Jones makes the motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Danny seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Then, thank you, that takes us to the utility payable vouchers, 8 through 21.
I will make a motion to accept the utility payable voucher register of claims.
Dan makes a motion to approve claims as presented.
I'll second that.
Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. 2 items of miscellaneous. First, Master Gardener's Tulip Walk, April 9th, 9 A to 3 P. They need dual spaces. Sally inferred my notes as 3 only. It's 2 separate 3 spaces, and they need 3 in front of the former Western Auto Building, and then we're going to do 3 on the inside loop as well. So a total of 6. That is again a Saturday, so we're not interfering with county courthouse business. This is something, I think this is the 4th year by chance. So it's not a new item, not a new request in that sense, but they do need those spaces. Danny usually goes, so he'll give us a report on how it went.
Right.
Okay.
I tiptoe through the tulips.
With that, is that your motion to
I
approve?
will make a motion to
Please.
accept the Master Gardener's Tulip Walk, 6 parking spots on April the 11th from 9 to 3.
Dan makes the motion.
I'll second.
Warren seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Tri-Kappa, please. They are wanting to get their schedule set. Don't blame them. That's a good idea. So their annual, goodness, and I can't tell you how many years we're up to. So the ladies at Tri-Kappa, September 19th, they've got an early setup. They do their event very well. Can't applaud them enough for the activities they support in our community as a charitable event. So please, they need September 19th. They're probably going to start early afternoon, so as soon as I can get the cones to them, I'm fine with that if you are. That's a pretty long event, so we don't rush them. Chief, again, that hasn't been any problem, has it?
Never been an issue.
Okay. I'm sorry, there's Chief Day. Either Chief Day, you too? Okay, please and thank you. Please, that would be the recommendation and
I'll
request.
make a recommendation, Tri-Kappa.
Motion made.
I'll second that.
Dan seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Cindy, we have no signed comments, so that takes us to the end. Bo, anything from your office?
Nothing from us.
Danny?
I had nothing.
Anything on your end?
Nope.
Okay. Would seek motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
5:19. We will reconvene in 11 minutes. Okay, it is 5:30. We will call the common council meeting to order here, March 9th, 2026, in the council chambers. We will start with our invocation, then followed by our pledge. Rick, would you lead us tonight? And then invocation first, please.
Our Heavenly Father, in the name of our Savior Jesus Christ, we pray your blessing upon this effort. As we lift up your name first and foremost, we also want to lift up our community to you. We trust, O God, that you're always working through us to better this community and to help out, O God, in every way we can. We look to you for guidance and wisdom, and we trust you in this day, giving you the praise forever. Amen.
Amen.
Please face the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Roger. Getting us started. Okay. Let's start our agenda with roll call. Dan.
Dan Lipke, District 1.
Bo Zeller, City Attorney.
Justin Green, Mayor.
Cindy Brandenburg, First Deputy Clerk Treasurer.
Ricky Main, District 3.
Randy Lee, District 4.
Roger Pennington at large.
Okay, we have a couple of changes tonight. Dylan is out. Sally is on assignment. And Jake is on assignment. So thank you, Bo. Thank you, Cindy, for taking that task. Dylan will be back next month. Well, all three. So we'll have those faces back. So let's start the agenda. We do have a quorum met. If you'll look at minutes of February 9th, they are on pages 1 and 2.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Roger makes the motion.
I'll second.
Randy seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, mayor's comments. I will give you a rendition of what the Board of Works had. So we'll start you back to an old, if you will. Gosh, we've talked about CCMG on Poplar, Community Crossing Matching Grant. So a little construction update, if you will. Duke, hey, yay, Ra, let's give him a high five. Duke is here today. Funny enough, actually, they dropped the poles off last week. They were on site today. That is kind of the connecting piece that's been holding that project. There was a small army there today, and so I don't know the status if they finished, but I did watch them there about 2 o'clock. They were still on site. So that was kind of the middle of that scope of work with the alleys where they meet up on Poplar. And so once those poles are done, some of those utilities then migrated off the old poles. That one is same as done. Sally can close that particular grant cycle out and be dusted off. So that is nearing very well, nearing completion. Caddy Corner, I did fail to mention to Board of Works, pardon me. So we do have an adjacent parking lot being used now. And so it is going to be striped. It was going to get striped last week. It rained, as you well know. So that's the final touches on that parking lot. There's some cars parking where they want, so, you know, until that gets ironed out, we'll have to get those then in line, but that striping is coming as well. CCMG 2, hey, I mentioned this, or the second one, it's not necessarily 2. The second one in play right now is our award from last year, the Kimball Boulevard rain delay. Not to be repetitive, we thought it might have started last week, but it's going to start very soon. Again, a quick one because there's no conflicts with utilities. So the big add there is some curb and gutter to drain some storm sewer and get the water sheeted and drained off. But new asphalt, obviously, on a road that gets a lot of wear. Guys, the retail development, certainly Kimball, America Flea Market, anything that's obviously in that corridor, there's a lot of street traffic. Again, key here is no road closure. There will be some lane departures. Yeah, that's right. I got rain on the mind. There'll be some lane departures, so you'll have to see some flag work there, but no, we'll get traffic in and out, especially Kimball. We don't want to hold up any of their shifts and their changes for employees getting to report there. And then lastly, on that topic, CCMG3, the third one in play right now is the new one. As you well know, the award we got in December. So that is the Jackson Street project that we basically cut in half, plus or minus Emma Street going out to the Box Lane 160 intersection. And so that's this summer, but you will probably start seeing some prep for that in the few months. So we're a ways off on that, but what the contractor has is notice to proceed in hand. So we've had our pre-construction meeting, so that one is yet to be scheduled as far as an exact start date, but they are making some preparations. So that is a little more cumbersome, a little more to do there. Obviously a lot more traffic than the other two on a daily basis. You know, it is still a major artery getting into town, so we'll have to do some very careful flagging there. Again, that road's not closed, and I was very adamant we got to keep the road open. So some flagging will be there, so there might be a minute or two delay. We've been very cognizant of that we've got EMS on that side of town, so those in emergency service field, you know how important it is to get trucks rolling, and so we've got to be very protective of that Webb Street intersection and make sure that's not a hindrance, and keep those trucks rolling. So that's a big part of it. The nice piece, and I think I mentioned this, so pardon me if I did or didn't, that project gets a turn lane, center turn lane. So the business district, if you will, up and down that stretch of road will get a very enhanced addition. I think safety is the thing to draw into there. Those left turns should not be as near as an issue. We've not had any real major wrecks there for a while. I shouldn't say it, but we'll jinx the situation for somebody. But no, it's still a busy intersection and hard to turn left in any number of those businesses. So got to be a benefit that we got plenty of room, so we're not buying any right of way. It fits in the parameters of what the roadbed is, so be a nice addition. Federal Highway, hey, the obvious one's very visual, so South Main Street, phase 2 of that project. Again, the parameters from the south gate of the square leaving, going South Main to the Blue River Bridge abutment. That project's on task. You see concrete work. We've got a lot of concrete. That's kind of the theme right now. So pouring those new curbs and gutter and backs for the sidewalks. So you're going to see a lot of concrete work next few weeks. No new real surprises. You know, the big surprise was that gas line that was unknown. So there again, that's going fairly well. The storm sewer, there's a little bit more of that to install, but by and large, that's working as it should. And timeline, it's on schedule, so substantial completion is plus or minus September, but they're working very diligently, but there's still a lot to do. Don't forget that the nice parts come after, so all the asphalt, the street lights, what have you, street markings. So again, it will mirror the phase 1, which is the north gate of the square up to the stoplight. So you'll see a very similar finished product. Actually, an identical finished product. Hey, just a point of reference. PD has been working with some interviews, so I know Chief Mills is anxious to see where that goes, and so hopefully we'll have some new potentials, names to help with his department here coming up. So thank you for all that and getting that put together, Chief. And then lastly, just want to talk about some development. We've got some things that are moving again. It's springtime. It's always interesting to see, everybody kind of goes idle November, December, January in the world of new prospects, new developments. And so there's some things working. I hope to have back to you guys for some things to think about soon. We've got one request that might have a rezoning. So they're figuring out what they need to do there. So we got some things that are positive. Again, it's always nice to see March come for that reason, because things get off center and the construction season cranks back up. So hopefully we'll have some things to talk about there in the coming months. Okay, yeah, that got to my list. All right. Please, then, reports from the departments. If you will, council, page 3 through 10 is your financial statement. Sally has provided. Cindy, did she leave anything else for you to go over on that?
No, it has, as is.
Okay. All right. Then would seek motion to approve.
Make a motion to accept the financial statement for February 2026.
Dan makes the motion.
I'll second.
Roger seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Senior Center report, Naomi has attached page 11 through 12. Nothing there to approve, just showing she is busy. Okay, please, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Unfinished business, please. Ordinance 2026-5, cemetery natural burials. Sally has put this under old and unfinished, because we did discuss this in a couple of different meetings, council. So Jake has prepared a draft ordinance, and I call it draft. No, it's actually in final form, but I'm going to say this in the sense of Bo has reviewed it as well. Council, I like the way it reads, but certainly since this is a new concept, if you have questions tonight, if you think there's some heartburn or some questions you want me to field, this certainly can be first read. I think Bo would be fine with that.
Yes.
I don't see that this has to be voted as final approval tonight, but it does state, I think, what it needs to be. There's some key takeaways there, and one of them is, and I gotta get my page 13. Item 4 talks about the manufacturing and construction of caskets in the biodegradable design. I thought that is pointing out the obvious, but that's what this section does. This is not for your standard burial, and I think that's what we need to make sure we understand. We're going to approve a section in the cemetery that is unique. It is something we haven't had before. And if there are some things you want as a traditional burial, that's fine. We got all the other acreage to do that in, and the lots to sell. This is truly, this style for a natural burial, a hybrid approach. So I think there's some things in here that make perfect sense. But please, I'm not saying we have to pass this on final. I would like a couple more people to look at it myself. Because there are some neighboring cemetery, I say neighboring, that's not true. There are several away from here, they're not neighboring at all. There was one more I wanted to read, make sure maybe we might want to add something, but I think this is what it needs to say, at least on tonight's read. Anything you want to add to that, Bo?
Just the diligence we did in reviewing this, we checked several other
Okay.
city-owned ordinances, city cemetery-owned ordinances to see if there were any natural burial language there. There was not, so this will be a little bit first of its kind, at least as it relates to a city. Nothing in statute or code prohibits you from doing this. I believe I was at the first meeting when this was actually presented last year, before there was actually an ordinance. But I think it's in pretty good shape. We've done a lot of diligence on it from a legal standpoint. It's just a matter of terms and what's acceptable to this council.
Okay, and thank you for clarifying that. Yes, I had tasked these gentlemen to do just that. This is certainly, guys, you know this, if we have an amendment come to us that needs to be inserted May or June, Jake and Bo can certainly vet that later if we have something found or that we need to tweak. But here we go, this is what it reads today. And as you recall, then attached on page 17 was the site plan you approved already. I just had Sally put it back in as a reminder. Any thoughts, please?
What's our current ordinance as far as artifacts, lights, wildlife feeders, wind chimes, flags?
That is something would be unique to this. You're right. We don't spell out. We're a little lax, and I mean that in due respect, and I think, Roger, you do too. That's due respect. We're a little lax in the other section. These are a little harder to maintain because they're not mowed the same, and so therefore it really,
Send that out.
Yeah. And that is certainly not to be an insult, that's just an accepted practice, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Move we approve ordinance 2026-5.
Would you like to do it first read, or are you good with it intact?
I think first read, and give Dylan a chance to come back. And
Thank you. Okay. Roger makes the motion to approve on first read with Sally applying this to the April agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Randy seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, new business. Go back to my mayor's comments. This is a tie-in, please. So our ordinance 2026-3, Jackson Street speed limit reduction, comes to you from the Board of Works a few moments ago because there is some criteria, if you will. So from an engineering standpoint, to make the CCMG application award and the scope of work to be acceptable to some speed issues with NDOT, there was needing some consideration. We have 2 speed limits in this scope of work. We start at 45 and then we go to 35. And so for the work with the center lane, with the considerable amount of traffic that is always going to be on that road, there was a request from NDOT, hey, this is an appropriate time. I think from an NDOT standpoint, they're always looking out for safety, and none of us would discount that. There's a number of businesses that you would turn left on either direction. So here again is another example of I'm not trying to penalize any drivers. I'm not sure that reduction is a huge hindrance. And so this would be then a starting point at 160. And so that carries you then to the next lower speed limit once you get closer to Main Street. So there would be a longer version, if you will, of that 35 requirement or posted speed limit. But to back you up, this kind of plays into NDOT's request because they've had forwarded us, and we get calls too, you know, from the roundabout intersection, then coming on in from that southeasterly direction into town. There has been comments and questions, you know, there is still enough speed that's gained on that hill, on that straightaway coming into town. And so this is another way to help. I think we need to slow traffic down a little bit coming out of the roundabout, approaching Salem anyways. Kind of does 2 things here at once. So that would be the request before you. Jake has got the ordinance wrote. Again, Bo has reviewed it. Bo, what would you like to add?
Nothing. It's pretty straightforward. Just an amendment to the existing speed limit in your code.
Traffic code. Okay.
Chief Mills, you have any input? You go with this?
Yeah, I told the Board of Works earlier, I think it's pretty reasonable, acceptable. I may also add there is a lot of foot traffic from Aspen Meadows that crosses to the gas station, so it could help with foot traffic also.
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 2026-3.
Okay, Dan makes the motion to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Randy seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, Sally has included next a transfer ordinance, ordinance 2026-4, page 20 and 21. Again, Cindy, not to steal your thunder, did she give you any items here for us to discuss?
No, it's just as is, just some housekeeping.
Was that just first read?
No, that's done.
Okay.
So you have a transfer ordinance before you, ammunition from the police going into training. That's a request that Chief Mills needs to fulfill. So no new money. This is a transfer within the approved, adopted budget.
Make a motion, we approve ordinance 2026-4.
Roger makes the motion.
I second.
Ricky seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, please, if you will, that gets us to the accounts payable, 22 through 53.
Uh, 22.
as presented.
Roger makes the motion.
I'll second that motion.
Dan seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Miscellaneous, I'll just add to your calendars as well. Tri-Kappa is having Beer on the Brick September 19th. We got that cleared. And Master Gardener's Tulip Walk, April 11th. So two additional items on your calendar. Which, pardon me, I did fail to mention that, gang. The Yodel calendar, the community calendar, is live on the city website with some edits. So please, I apologize, there's going to be a little work in progress here. We're having some hard time with some software navigating. So if you've looked at it and it's cumbersome to read, you're right. And I apologize first and foremost, anybody that's looked at it. So we're working through how that transition on the software needs to marry up. It's not really the way it's was designed in my mind, so, but nonetheless, hey, if you've got an event, if you've got something that one of your groups you're associated with needs to get out there on that calendar, we still have the availability to do it manual, so let me know. But that is up and going on cityofsalemin.com. Okay, we had nobody sign, so please, if there's nothing further, would seek motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Randy at 5:53. Thank you.